Now, this is your local news leader, News 10 ABC in the morning.
An Albany man is dead after a shooting on Delaware Avenue yesterday afternoon. What we know so far about that homicide investigation.
Upstate New York lawmakers meeting with the Canadian Prime Minister on easing testing restrictions for those visiting the U.S. The latest on the announcement that could come as soon as today.
And Thanksgiving, less than a week away now. And it's all hands on deck to get those holiday dinners delivered to those in need around the capital region. A look at how Equinox is prepping for their big week ahead.
Thank goodness for so many selfless volunteers out there.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and happy Friday.
TGIF.
You made it to the end of the
Sure.
week.
And just in time for the temperatures to drop right out again.
Yeah,
Plummet.
right, yeah. Yesterday it was the 60s. Now we have wind chills to talk about this morning.
Right.
Talk about some weather whiplash there, right?
Yes.
Crazy swing in temperature here, really over the
An ABC app. It is a handy tool to have. You can check those real-time traffic maps before you head out the door.
The latest shooting here in Albany is now being investigated as a homicide. According to Albany police, this happened on Delaware Avenue late yesterday afternoon. A 36-year-old man shot and killed. His name has not yet been released. That investigation is active and ongoing this morning.
Rensselaer man has been arrested after he allegedly attempted to kidnap a woman at gunpoint last month. Police say the 32-year-old Charles Williams knew the woman, who agreed to get into his car and drive around late at night. The woman was then held at gunpoint in the car by Williams and an accomplice in the back seat. Thankfully, she was able to escape the vehicle, was treated for injuries that are not life-threatening. Williams was taken into custody yesterday and is due back in court at a later date.
Albany police launching a new educational campaign to prevent vehicle break-ins and thefts across the capital city. Starting on Monday, they'll be handing out some educational material, talking to drivers about how to prevent these things from happening. So far this year, APD says more than half of the cars that were stolen were left unlocked, and around a quarter of them not only unlocked, but unattended with the engine running.
In an effort to help solve the projected shortage of nursing staff here in New York State, Governor Kathy Hochul has announced a new SUNY scholarship program to cover the tuition costs of 1,000 new nurses. Additionally, SUNY will be allocating up to $250,000 in grants to each of its 70-plus nursing programs. SUNY Chancellor Jim Malatras says the SUNY Nursing Emergency Training Fund is a targeted approach to increase enrollment and get more people trained as quickly as possible.
We can't keep up with the status quo of 13,500 to 14,000 people. We need to lift that to 17,000, 18,000, 19,000 in order to meet this critical workforce demand.
Funds will also be used to purchase new technology and to hire more instructors for these critical programs. For more on the nursing shortage in New York State, watch the full story. It's up on our website, news10.com.
Well, Canada is reportedly ready to relax the current COVID-19 testing rules for its own citizens who are returning home from visits to the U.S. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau speaking with lawmakers from upstate New York, including North Country Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, about how to make the travel process smoother between the countries. Details on loosening those testing restrictions are expected to be announced by Canadian officials today. Well, happening tomorrow, the Capital Region Chamber of Commerce and the City of Schenectady coming together again to kick off the holiday season in Schenectady. And our Spencer Tracy live at the Schenectady Fire Department this morning with a sneak peek at their float for the big event tomorrow. Spencer, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Ryan and Christina. We got a great float behind me. Paw Patrol, very exciting here at the Schenectady Fire Department. But to tell more about the floats and all the excitements, this is Casey Paleshi, event manager at Daily Gazette. All right, very exciting. We're back, better than ever. What can we look forward to tomorrow?
We have over 65 entries in the parade. We've got several different local high school bands, different floats. One of the more exciting parts of the parade tomorrow is going to be Madison Vandenberg debuting her new Christmas song. So there's going to be a lot going on.
So I know the theme is superheroes. I should have brought my cape today, but I didn't. Why'd you guys pick that theme?
We wanted to honor all the first responders, the doctors, the nurses, the teachers who have gotten us through the last year and a half, but also add a fun spin to it, be able to celebrate the holidays and some of the comic book characters that we loved as kids.
So any new surprises, anything we should look forward to, anything different this year?
It's always a surprise. I have been told that Bryce Chopper, their float is always one of the best ones to see. First New York is going to have their piggy bank float coming back again. And my favorite is Santa. He'll be there again this year too.
She told you Santa's coming. So tomorrow, people can come out anytime. Just talk to me the whole parade, where it goes from start to finish.
It starts at the Schenectady Community College at 5 o'clock. We go up State Street in front of Proctor's, and the whole way up there's going to be lots and lots of people. Make sure you wear a mask. And then we turn onto Lafayette and Liberty Street, and that's the end of the parade there. It'll be about an hour and a half.
Perfect. All right, we're excited. And our Lydia Colbita, she'll be co-emceeing the event, which is very exciting. All right, coming up next, stay with us. Me and Don Marino will be on this beautiful float. So stay tuned for that. Reporting live in Schenectady, I'm Spencer Tracy, News 10 ABC. Back to you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Spencer. All right, many of us are already shopping, right? Prepping for the big Thanksgiving meal. Local nonprofit organization Equinox is doing the same, but for thousands, tens of thousands of people here in the capital region. Now, like last year, those meals are all being delivered. No big sit down, of course, due to COVID. So to make it all happen, Equinox teaming up with 10 local restaurants and catering partners, and of course, plenty of volunteers who will be dropping those meals off next week.
It's completely humbling first. It gives us great satisfaction to be able to provide for people who don't have it.
If you'd like to request a meal, call the number right there at the bottom of your screen. And to sponsor a meal for someone in need, we've got all the information on how you can do that on our website, news10.com.
Looking ahead to Christmas, the Capital Region Toys for Tots drive well underway. And all season long, volunteers have been working tirelessly to make sure that kids in need all across our area have a very happy holiday. But because the demand for toys is so high this year, the organization says they need all the help they can get.
We need everybody's help, everybody's contribution, whether it's one toy, whether it's $1, whether it's coming down here to volunteer for an hour to help sort toys, bag toys. Any little thing helps.
Easy way to make a difference. This Saturday is the annual Rock for Tots concert to raise money for the cause. And the event takes place from 3 to 11 at Phillies in Latham. And it will be emceed by our very own Michaela Singleton. So for more information on it, you can go to our website, news10.com.
Well, the teaser trailer video for the new HBO series, The Gilded Age, which was filmed in Troy, has been released. Check it out. The series dramatizes the clash between old and new money families in 19th century New York. Scenes from the drama shot in front of the Victorian-era storefronts right there in Monument Square area of Troy. Yeah. And that series is streaming on Max in January.
That first shot, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Still to come, Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook, now under fire once again.
The latest on Attorney General Letitia James's investigation into the social media giant for one of its popular app's effects on young kids.
And it's full steam ahead for the Albany Train Show this Saturday. Coming up, I have a preview of what you can expect at the event. Stick with us.
Thank you, Jim. The U.S. Treasury has approved $539 million of American Rescue Plan funds to help New York homeowners affected by the pandemic. State lawmakers now have to come up with a plan to distribute the money to assist moderate and low-income families and individuals. Statewide rollout of an application process expected in the coming months.
Attorney General Letitia James launching an investigation into Meta, parent company of Facebook. The investigation will focus on the social media platform Instagram that they also own, and whether or not Meta engaged in harmful marketing techniques to draw young kids into that app.
Albany County 191 new COVID cases, the most in a single day since January 28th. However, county data shows hospitalizations, they're lower than they were in January, so that's an important distinction here. County is currently reporting 27 hospitalizations, including 4 new patients since Wednesday. 162 people from the county were hospitalized back on January 28th.
Governor Hochul announcing another major vaccine milestone here in New York State. 80% of New Yorkers 18 years of age and older now fully vaccinated. Governor releasing a statement that says she's proud of the state for hitting that milestone. Hochul also encouraging everyone who's not vaccinated to do so, and if you're already vaccinated, to get that booster shot as we head into the holiday season. Over in Massachusetts, Governor Charlie Baker is announcing that all adults in the state are eligible for that booster. Healthcare providers have been instructed to provide it to any adult patient who asks them. Massachusetts joins New York, Vermont, and California in recommending those boosters for all adults.
Well, the Albany Train Show returns to town this Saturday. Great way to get into the holiday spirit by enjoying the sights and sounds of model trains.
It's a big show. Our Cassie Hudson joins us live in the studio with a preview of what those fans can expect. Cassie, good morning.
Good morning. This weekend, hundreds will gather to share their love of model trains. I was lucky enough to meet one of the train collectors ahead of the event. Take a look. For Schenectady resident Don Close, life is good in a Pullman parlor car.
Welcome to my railroad.
With more than 1,000 trains in his collection and 100 model buildings in his railroad display, this is Don's happy place.
This layout I built in 2006. It's 15 years old and it's not done. It's never finished.
He calls it Bellevue Schenectady Railroad. And with a flick of a switch, it lights up the night sky.
I've tried to create many of the iconic Schenectady buildings. It's a passion that's become part of the hobby of being a model railroader and collecting trains.
If you venture around the bend, you'll find Wildwood, New Jersey, a favorite vacationing spot for his family growing up.
My grandfather got me started when I was 10 years old, and the passion has never left, as you can tell.
I'm on my fingers on that button.
Don is just one of many locomotive fans who will be showing off the best from their collection at the Albany Train Show this Saturday. The event has been running for more than 2 decades, with the exception of last year, which had to be canceled the day before the show due to the pandemic.
There's a lot of people chomping on the bit to get over there and get back to trains. One of the things is the social aspect of it. People love to talk about trains.
For those who are fans of the hobby, it's the crossroads of history, art, and nostalgia that pulls them in.
They call it the world's greatest hobby, and the reason that they do is because there's so many disciplines that people enjoy within the hobby. So if you like to run trains, if you like to build models, if you like to collect trains, there's something for everybody.
The duo says one of the best parts of the annual show is to be able to bridge the gap between the older and younger generation of fans, much like Don's grandfather did for him.
I love watching the kids and sharing my part of the wisdom of the hobby, if you will. They're the tomorrow.
Beautiful. You can see why so many people enjoy that hobby. If you want to meet Don, the Albany Train Show is this Saturday at the Polish Community Center beginning at 9 a.m. Our thanks to Cassie for that.
All right, it's incredible. A couple of special birds are getting the VIP treatment at a Washington, D.C. hotel. Meet 2 very lucky turkeys. They are named Peanut Butter and Jelly. The duo from Indiana have been chosen to receive that presidential pardon in this year's annual tradition. President Biden scheduled to pardon Peanut Butter and Jelly a little bit later today.
Well, it makes sense. I didn't want to separate those guys.
Oh, of course not. Can't do that, right?
Lucky turkey.
All right, 6:51 right now, and it's time for a daily Pledge of Allegiance.
Here's Allison and James from Niskayuna.